Hey everyone. So, first thing you might notice is the background. Um, Obviously, testing the green screen, so we'll see how that goes. This is background that I made, not the green screen itself, but the actual video feedback there. Anyway, um, so yeah, I'm shooting this a little bit different orientation. I'm not shooting it towards my couch. I'm actually shooting, I guess, lengthwise in my living room. uh, so we'll see how this goes. Anywho, on with the video. This video, I want to talk about why, I don't know, why can I not social media? I so I know this is a very weird topic, I guess, but basically, I find myself with a lot more free time, we'll say, and uh, it's not like I don't go on forms of social media. I use YouTube quite often. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I spend a decent amount of time, I guess, thinking about videos and kind of in offline discussions with people about videos to produce or talking about things that happened on social media, but I don't actually use uh, social media, I guess, anywhere near to its extent. So, like, I have a Twitter account, and I'm following some people on there, and occasionally I do go on there, and I do enjoy reading a lot of Twitter conversations, um, and I have a Instagram account, and I think the last post I put on there was like a year ago, um, but I do kind of scroll through the feed to see that, like, my friends and the people that I follow, things that they're posting, and it's tough. It's really tough for me to actually post something to social media, especially. Um, I mean, I would say especially Instagram, um, mostly because I have this constant. Um, I don't know. I guess I have this constant question of, is this noteworthy? Is this valuable to anyone? And it's mostly at a subconscious level, where I see something and I feel maybe like I don't know, maybe I'm like jaded to it or something, but um the idea where I'm just kind of like, I don't know, how is this any different than what anybody else is saying or doing or whatever? And it is my own take on things, and that has value. And like, I know this, you know, on a conscious level, but I never really have gotten into the mindset of, oh, that would be great to post on Twitter. Or like, oh yeah, this photo, this is going on my Instagram. I tried doing that a bit on both of them for a while. Um, on Twitter, it was many years ago, early in the platform. Uh, and of course, all of those posts are deleted because my account got hacked one time, and I just wiped the whole thing. But then on Instagram, I I did have a period where I'm like, okay, every week I'm going to post one thing, and I fizzled out with that pretty quickly because I just kept going, well, what's different about this photo versus this one? Or, and granted, they started adding features, and I kind of fizzled out in using Instagram before Instagram stories. So when Instagram stories started coming up, I'm seeing people using them a lot, and it's cool. It's interesting, particularly with, I guess, my life now, especially. Um, Things are a much slower pace, so I spend a lot of time writing, and that usually entails me sitting in front of my laptop or my iPad and either doing research or calculating things or actually writing things. And I don't see it as being necessarily visually interesting. How many shots of my computer with the pages pulled up can I really take and have it seem interesting? I understand that there's many perspectives to everything, and if you want to make it interesting, you totally could. And I understand that I do need to actually get more involved in all of this. Like, as a creator, and it's kind of becoming more and more requirement that you have some sort of social media following, and so I'm kind of sharing this frustration with you. But I don't know. It's like a hard thing for me to get super motivated about. And I enjoy consuming this stuff. I just have to get over that hurdle. And I think that I have some solutions for this. The first one being that I've tried before, which is kind of make a schedule, but not a schedule as like you must post at this time, but rather you must at least make a post by this time, by this day or this date or whatever, right? So, I must make 3 Twitter posts and 1 Instagram post by the end of the month, something like that. That gives you flexibility because you don't want to put a specific date on when you must post on social media. I find it makes it feel very robotic and forced. So that being part 1, and then part 2, I have to start kind of. I know it might sound a little bit weird, but like embellishing I guess embellishing is the word for this. It's probably not the word for this. That makes it sound like it's fake, but maybe not necessarily embellishing or glamorizing, but giving a little teaser to things, I'm making an RPG, as many of you know, and there are many aspects to the RPG and many aspects to the campaign that kind of goes along with it. So maybe I share, a shot of a section of the campaign that I'm working on that doesn't give away too much information, so people who see it, won't already know what's going to happen when they get to that point as a player. That, I guess there's that. There's also sharing like the artwork and stuff like that. So there is many things I can do in that regard. And I think more importantly, replying to other people. So I have to make a point now that I kind of haven't in the past, and I've said this to other people as advice, and I should take my own advice, that I should actually reply to other people. So I consume a lot of social media content, so why don't I just contribute to the conversations about that content on these other pages? I think doing those things will help my standing on that. And I'm not trying to say that subscribers or followers is super important. to me personally necessarily, but rather, uh, this is all kind of a marketing tool, and I get, like, obviously there is much to it. The core at it is having a real social interaction with people, especially people who are not near your geographic location. So a in-person conversation would be near impossible or very difficult. But as far as a content creator, somebody, whether you are into photography or video production or writing, or any kind of creation, like content creation, you're gonna need a decent following to prove to people that you're serious, because most people tend not to have a lot of weight on people's arguments or whatever, their stance, if they don't have a huge following. So, like, kind of an example for writers, a lot of book publishing companies look at your kind of total social media following, right? If you've got 50,000 followers kind of combined between Twitter and Instagram and YouTube or whatever, then the publisher will be much more likely to sign you on for a book deal. And not only will they be much more likely to sign you on for a book deal, but the advance will be much more likely to be a higher advance. And usually with higher advances comes a higher amount of advertising, a higher expectation that the book will sell well, et cetera, et cetera. So more everything involved. And that on some level falls down to your following. I mean, obviously there's many other things involved in it, like your other qualifications. If you have a degree in the particular field that your book is about, or if you've been doing the type of work that your book subject is about for a long period of time, or you've gained some notoriety in that field, all those things contribute. But with those things, you generally also kind of get more social media following anyway. Usually. Sometimes not. I mean, some of the best photographers, for example, have very low followers on Instagram, and some photographers who've been doing it for like a year and they're stuck on repeating photo 101 techniques have 100,000 subscribers or followers, and it, I guess it kind of is a counterpoint to that. But I'm kind of rambling now. I just wanted to get that frustration and kind of a couple changes that I want to make for myself out there, so and I also wanted to show off the background. I had a couple ideas for what I wanted to do for a video, but I kind of wanted to break this up a little bit. I feel like I've done a few too many about writing and character building in the past month or two or whatever. So I just wanted to mix it up a little bit as well. And this is a little impromptu. I was just kind of testing the green screen and was like, yeah, this is looking pretty decent. And I'm like, yeah, I should just make something, but something not about writing necessarily. And well, now you know my thought process. All right. Anyway, if you have any comments about social media, recommendations for me, for others, about you know, keeping good practice, keeping involved. Let me know. Leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I like to see this, you know, this kind of goes hand in hand with what I just said. Please like the video, yada yada. Yes, so I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.